I finally saw the movie Him last night. I had high hopes for this film. I really wanted this film to meet my expectations, and I was just let down completely. I'm not one of them people that care what the critics or general consensus is. When I'm into a movie or whatever I'm into it. But whether people overall like it or dislike it, I know how I feel, and I really dislike this movie. This movie has so much potential, and it had so many opportunities to just go in different lanes from my imagination of what I thought possibly they were gonna do, and all the different scenarios I thought they would have exploited, it didn't happen. Um, I didn't really start enjoying. I said I was gonna watch the entire movie, no matter how bad it was, and it was a struggle, man, to get through that first hour. But the last 30 minutes, it started kind of like um being tolerable. I can say that. But I truly believe um it was a lot. How do I say this? I believe there was some scenes that they took out of that movie, maybe last minute. I think it was a. I don't believe this version of the movie was probably the movie that when the trailer dropped, if that makes sense. Even when you see the trailers, you really couldn't get a grasp of what exactly was the plot or whatever. And these are some of the cons that I disliked about the movie. Now, how it starts off, and spoiler alert, by the way, that movie been out long enough. It's gonna hit digital platforms. So if you ain't seen it by now, um, too bad. But the movie starts off with Isaiah White, played by Marlon Wayans, and they're showing him, be the goat of that professional league or whatever. And Tyreke Withers that plays Cameron Cade, he's watching him as a child, and his father is telling him, you're gonna be the next one, you're gonna be him, and all that. And I'm thinking like this is gonna be a real football movie. Like I'm thinking this is gonna be like Remember the Titans on steroids. Like I'm thinking we're gonna really see uh Cameron go to the league and show him playing. We didn't even see him in college play. They just, basically summarized that he was just this next big, football player, and you don't even get football action. The majority of the film, they showing this man training under Isaiah White, played by Marlon Wayans. And I'm not finna bash Marlon Wayans because um he's had some legendary performance on film, but I really didn't like his performance in this movie. I need to delete that post I put up on X because in the heat of the moment, I was just like frustrated. So I was just like, man, they might have put a gun to his head, and he had to lie and say he really liked this performance, but that was unnecessary. I apologize for that, but I ain't like his performance in this, man. It was to me pretty much cringe at times. Honestly, watching his performance, I just think it was out of his control. Um, and you got to put some blame on the directors and the writers at some point because it's just a lot of stuff didn't make sense to me, man. But I get like they were exposing, um, you know, what's the puppet masters behind stardom in these type of on those type of platforms like the major leagues or whatever. But it just seemed like it was too much missing. And I ain't understand like the mascot hitting Cade upside the head and then he got CTE. I'm like, is this supposed to be a metaphor or like did this dude really get hit upside the head in real time? And it's like, why didn't he get charged for that? And then you got Isaiah training him, and they doing these drills, and they letting one of the players, they getting the man getting abused with the football, breaking his teeth and all that. I'm like, what is all like? What is the? None of this makes sense, bro. But I don't know, man. It was just all over the place. And psychology shows how if everybody say something whack, it's gonna be that percentage of people that's gonna force themselves to find something good about it. So people is a lot of people saying it's not even that bad. I'm just like, yo, what was the point of this though? And I hate how everybody say the same thing. Um, every time there's a movie come out and they want to talk about the message, bruh, we know at this point that America is trash as far as um the American dream and talking about the symbolism of or the slave owners or the owners of the league. And duh, we already know that. And you still gonna watch. So I don't like the movie still needs to be good. You can't sit around and keep on using stuff like that to say a movie good. Every movie got a message. Duh, but it still needs to be good writing. It still needs to be good acting. Now, I will say this about the film. I did like the soundtrack. The soundtrack was super dope. That's why I was saying, like, I feel like something happened in the process of the film being made. Because I'm like, it was certain, measurements where I'm like, okay, this is adding up. This got good potential. It was shot well. I like the way it looked. Like, I guess you call it cinematic angles or whatever. Yeah, that was nice. But and then certain people in the cast, Julia Fox, she was the best performer. Like Julia Fox that played Isaiah wife, she had the best performance in this. I could watch it again just off of her. If I had to watch it, any scene she in, she killed it. But I think the cast could have been casted a little better. Still, I think the writing and the storyline, it didn't make sense. The ending, um, it was cheesy, man. Like it was just so much about it, and it wasn't even scary or demonic like I thought. I thought it was supposed to be like some super, um, you know, based off the trailers. Like, I'm thinking this gonna be some real like horror, but I don't know, man. I was very disappointed, man. I'm glad I didn't go see it the first night it came out because I really would have been pissed spending that money because it's higher than when it first come out. Uh, Very disappointing film, man. I had very high hopes for him on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the best. Dog, I'm giving it like a 3. And that's really being nice. I mean, it really is a 0 to be honest, but I'm gonna give it a 3 just off of the way it looked, and I like Julia Fox in the film. But I wouldn't advise nobody pay money to see this. I wouldn't advise going out, driving out to see it. There's a lot of other good films that I think you would get a better um enjoyment out of, man. So that's just my take on it, man. That's my recap of the movie Him. Very disappointed, man. If you made this far to the video, I want to say thank you for watching. Please follow the GodLevelGenius YouTube channel. Make sure you like, follow, repost this video, man. I would greatly appreciate it. And you know the slogan, man. And as always, be God level. The genius is in you. God level genius.